In this video, you'll learn how to build an assessment, such as a quiz or test, in Alta, Knewton's fully integrated adaptive learning platform. Assessments formally assess student mastery of material with non-adaptive questions that you individually select based on the learning objectives. To begin, choose whether you would like to create this assessment in the parent course or in a child section. If you make an assessment in the parent course, it will populate to all the child sections. If you want the assessment to go only to an individual child section, enter that section first and follow the same instructions. To add your assessment to the parent course, click into the chosen course. If this is the first item you are adding, click Get Started. Otherwise, click Manage to modify your course outline. Click Select next to Assessment. Type in the name of your assessment. Choose a start date and start time, as well as a due date and due time. Next, select whether you would like to label this assessment a test or a quiz. Then click Next. To begin building your assessment, choose Add Alta Question to add questions authored by Knewton, or add Custom Question if you'd like to build your own questions. We'll add an Alta question. On the next page, you can select your objectives. You can search for objectives you'd like to include in your assessment using our search bar, or you can click into the chapters to browse the topics and available objectives. You can either include the entire topic by checking the box to the left, or you can include individual objectives. You will also notice we have filters here on the top to help you select objectives. Assigned will display all objectives that have been previously included in an assignment. Untested will show the objectives you have not yet added to an assessment. And Selected will show all the objectives you have already assigned on this assessment. Also, we have Preferences. Here, you can choose whether you would like static or pool questions by default where available. Also, you'll be able to choose whether you would like to include 1 or 2 questions by default per objective. You can add more questions per objective in a later screen if desired. Once you choose your preferences, click Apply. Once you have selected your objectives and preferences, choose Done when you are ready to move on to the next step. On the next page, you can preview your assessment to see it as students will, or choose Edit to change the objectives you have added to the assessment. If you scroll down, you can also see information about the questions you have added with the tags here on the top right. You can see whether this question is printable and available for offline tests, whether the question is compatible with Lockdown browser, as well as whether or not the question is a static question or a pooled question. Also, you can weight your questions. If you click the point value, you can change your point value here and then click Save. If you would like to edit or add additional questions per objective, click the 3 dots next to the question and then choose Edit Questions. From this page, you can choose to use different questions by clicking Remove. Also, you can add additional questions. Once you have chosen the questions you'd like to include for this objective, click Done. Lastly, you can navigate to the settings on the top right to choose in-depth settings on your assessment. In the assessment settings, you can change the name, the start and end date and time. You can switch the labels. Also, you can utilize our features for assessments. You can enable the Review Center, convert this assessment to an offline assessment that can be printed, You can shuffle the question order, enable a timer for the assessment, allow multiple attempts, choosing what to display to students between multiple attempts in an assessment, enable password protection, enable lockdown browser, or copy this assessment. Once you have made your choices, click Save. You have created your assessment within your course. To get back to your course outline, click the arrow next to your assessment title. You will now see that assessment has been added to your course outline. If you wish to edit this assessment, click the 3 dots to the right, and then click Edit. That is how you create an assessment in Alta.